You're standing in line at the grocery store. The cashier scans the items. You tap your card. It doesn't go through. You try again. Still nothing. The cashier sighs. Sorry, the system is down again. It feels like systems that once worked quietly in the background now fail more often than they used to. Credit card systems, airline systems, bank apps, customer service, websites. Something feels more fragile. Things that once seemed reliable now fail at the exact moment you need them. And when that happens often enough, people start asking a quiet question. What changed? Because for most of modern life, large systems were designed to prioritize stability. Banks had buffers. Airlines had extra staff. Supply chains had redundancy. Companies built margin into their operations. But over time, something else became the dominant priority: efficiency. Efficiency promised something powerful: lower costs, faster delivery, higher output, greater scale. And in many ways, efficiency delivered on that promise. Systems today are faster than they have ever been, more connected, more automated, more optimized. But efficiency also removed something that once made systems stable: redundancy, slack, human buffers, the extra capacity that once absorbed small disruptions. When those buffers disappear, systems become lean, but they also become fragile. A small disruption that once would have been absorbed quietly now ripples through the entire system. Airline scheduling collapses, banking apps go offline, supply chains stall, customer service disappears behind automated menus. These disruptions compound. A missed connection can ruin your day. A system failure can derail a vacation. And sometimes, a simple task that once felt effortless suddenly becomes incredibly difficult. Things that used to be easy now require patience, persistence, and time. We see examples of this all the time. A man in Colorado was once charged nearly $20,000 for 27 minutes of airport parking after a system error misread his license plate. A bank once mistakenly credited a customer account with $81 trillion instead of 280. Thousands of utility customers in Los Angeles were billed incorrectly when a new automated billing system malfunctioned. And when something like that happens, the individual caught inside the system is left to deal with it. Phone calls, emails, disputes, lawyers, weeks of trying to convince a system that it made a mistake. The new world has created a new environment, new expectations, new skills, new pressures, new forms of uncertainty, and a new pace of life that few people were prepared for. And environments shape behavior. Systems don't just organize activity, they shape the people inside them. And when system failures compound, the quality of life begins to suffer. Daily life becomes more stressful, more impatient, more unstable. We are living through an age of rapid, complex, and disruptive change. And when change accelerates, systems begin to behave differently. Plans become temporary. Strategies become short-term. Decisions become reactive. Companies move faster. Institutions struggle to keep up. Rules change more often. The ground beneath everyday life begins to shift. Quietly. Constantly. People feel this even if they cannot fully explain it. The sense that things are less stable, less predictable, less permanent, because they are. And when stability begins to fade, people change their behavior. They become more cautious, more impatient, more defensive. Not because people suddenly changed, but because the environment around them did. Because systems do not just shape outcomes, they shape behavior. They shape expectations. They shape incentives. They shape the rhythm of daily life. And over time, they shape the people living inside them. When systems reward speed, people move faster. When systems remove buffers, life becomes more fragile. And when efficiency becomes the highest priority, something else slowly begins to thin out. Patience, stability, trust. The result is not always dramatic collapse. Often it is something quieter, a gradual shift in the atmosphere of everyday life. More tension, more urgency, more instability, and the strange feeling that things which once worked smoothly now require constant effort just to keep moving. This is not just about broken systems. It is about people and what happens to people living inside those systems. When pressure becomes constant, some people begin to break. And when enough people are under that same pressure, the strain spreads quietly through the environment. And stress, impatience, and distrust begin to spread, creating a more toxic atmosphere in everyday life. Because the systems we build eventually shape the people who live inside them, and shape people build the next system.